Setting up L2910 two-post lift. This is just my setup, as there were no instructions for installation and or user manual. I have a 10-3 wire, which wasn't really needed. It's a 20 amp motor, so you would only need the 12-2 with ground and a double 20 breaker. My post is set up with the edge of my garage door, which is 9 feet wide, and the other post is from the tower U channel to other tower U channel is approximately 9 feet apart. These yellow lift arms are about 8'4" apart. Set up your first tower that has the mounting bracket on it for your hydraulic pump in line with your garage door, if yours is 9 feet wide. Set that one up first. Don't worry about plumbing it, just stand it up. Oh, excuse me, back up. You probably want to get this extension raised up and in place before you stand it up. Other than that, it's difficult to pick that up and put it in place. I'm showing you the 8 bolts. They are hex head with flat washer and lock washer. Stand up those extensions in the tower, then raise the tower into place if your ceiling height allows. My ceiling is 12'4", and the tower overall height with the bolts sticking out of the top, which came from, I use the ones in the packing. I reuse those to hold on that C channel at the top. You need 12'1" for clearance. Excuse me, for the overall height of the tower. After you get up your first tower, extend the extension, as you can see where the two separate. The top of this is right down on the bottom here, and I think there's one small bolt in that hole there that is holding it in place. Remove the bolt, you can pull the extension out, and I would use these hex head bolts with nuts and washers. Snug it into place hand tight, stand it up. Then let's see, take your top plate. I probably shouldn't turn my phone sideways as I do that. Take your top C channel and snug bolt those into place. Then you can move your towers into plumb in both directions. I have a magnetic 4-foot level that is handy for doing this. So you want to plumb it this way and this way. So plumb it both sides. And your distance between the tower U-channel and U-channel should be about 9 feet. Those should be somewhere near plumb. I went 13 feet back from my door to the center of my tower, as recommended in literature I found online. Once you get these into the position that you want, mark your holes that you want to anchor it with. Then move the tower and drill your holes. Let's see, what's the length of these bolts? Oh, make sure that when you get your bolts, they don't send you a quick bolt that doesn't have any threads on it. Make sure all your washers fit, because some of my washers didn't fit the bolts. I did have to contact the seller who made good on it and sent new quick bolts, washers, and nuts. When drilling these anchors, I buried my 3/4 inch mason bit 5 inches deep into that concrete. Oh, and they say, after the fact that I had did it, not to put the posts, anchors within 5 inches of where the concrete has these relief cuts. So if you have relief cuts, you may want to snug your towers to the other side of your garage door, because you're opening from yellow lift arm to yellow lift arm is going to be about 8'4". So you may want to snug it to the other side. I searched all kinds of places to find the information I needed, but listen to the clacking. That is your safety locks clicking on, I guess you can't see it there, the latches. When you first raise this up, make sure you have at least these arms on it to give you the weight for it to come back down. And before you raise it, you got to make sure that these hydraulic arms are in the hole that's made for them to sit in. If your towers are not clicking at the same time, you can adjust them with these wire ropes so that they are even. And just with these arms on them, it goes down very slow. But it does come down faster when there's a car on it, so no worries there. But if you don't have these arms on it and you raise it up the first time, you're going to have to climb up on top of it and have someone hold this arm in place so that you can get these back down. I did that. So this was an afterthought to make the video, since I didn't want to have to start over because I did something backwards or something. But this is part one. And don't forget to put grease inside. This was already pre-greased, but won't hurt to put any extra grease in there. Axle grease or wheel bearing grease, some heavy, thick grease. And we'll continue with part two.